You start strong with a new habit, crushing it for 3 days. And then life happens. You miss one day and suddenly you've fallen off completely. What if I told you that consistency isn't about never missing? It's about what you do after you miss. In this video, I'll share 6 psychology-backed principles that will help you build unstoppable consistency, even when motivation disappears. I discovered the real truth about consistency when I studied high performers across different fields: athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. Here's what shocked me. They all missed days, made mistakes, and broke their streaks. The problem is, we've been sold a lie that consistency means perfection, and the moment we slip up, we think we've failed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build real consistency that survives chaos, setbacks, and bad days. Let's dive in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And this completely changed how I think about consistency. The 48-hour recovery rule is simple. You're allowed to miss one day of your habit, but you must get back on track within 48 hours. Missing one day is a slip. Missing 2 days in a row starts to form a pattern of quitting. Think of consistency not as a perfect streak, but as a chain where you're allowed occasional breaks, as long as you reconnect quickly. Research from the European Journal of Social Psychology found that missing a single day doesn't significantly impact habit formation, but missing multiple consecutive days does. This works because your brain creates neural pathways through repetition, and those pathways stay active for about 48 hours after your last action. After that window closes, your brain starts deprioritizing that pathway, making it exponentially harder to restart. It's like a video game. Lose your combo once, no big deal. But stop playing entirely, you lose all momentum and have to rebuild from scratch. First, give yourself explicit permission to be imperfect. Write this down. I am allowed to miss once. Second, set a 48-hour alarm or calendar reminder the moment you miss. Third, make your comeback action ridiculously easy. If you missed your workout, do just 5 push-ups. The goal isn't intensity, it's reactivation. Fourth, avoid the trap of waiting until Monday or starting fresh next month. That's your brain's excuse mechanism. For instance, instead of thinking, I already ruined my diet today, might as well eat whatever, try I missed breakfast. But lunch is my 48-hour recovery moment. But that's not all. This next principle explains why most people quit even when they want to continue. Most people don't know this, but consistency fails not because you lack discipline. It fails because you designed a habit that requires more energy than you actually have on average days. The effort-energy mismatch happens when you create habits based on your peak energy state, like Sunday night when you're motivated, but then try to execute them on Tuesday at 6 a.m. after a bad night's sleep. You essentially design habits for the best version of yourself, then get frustrated when your normal self can't keep up. It's like creating a workout plan that only works if you're well-rested, stress-free, and have unlimited time. Stanford behavior scientist B.J. Fogg found that behavior happens when motivation, ability, and a prompt converge at the same moment. The problem? Motivation fluctuates wildly, but we treat it like it's constant. Your Wednesday at 3 p.m. self has completely different energy than your Saturday morning self. Japanese companies actually account for this. They design work systems assuming moderate energy levels, not peak performance. This is why the Toyota production system builds in slack and flexibility rather than demanding maximum output constantly. First, rate your energy on your worst day of the last month. That's your baseline, not your best day. Second, design your habit to be completable at that baseline energy level. If your baseline is exhausted after work, then your workout can't be intense 60-minute gym session. Make it 10-minute walk around the block. Third, create 3 versions of your habit, minimum for low energy days, standard for medium energy days, and maximum for high energy days. Fourth, give yourself permission to choose the version that matches your actual energy that day. The mistake people make is thinking, go hard or go home. Instead, think do something at the level I can sustain today. This brings me to the next secret, and this one is absolutely crucial for long-term consistency. Now, you might be thinking consistency is about maintaining a streak of actions, but here's the truth that changed everything for me. Identity momentum means you focus on becoming the type of person who does something, rather than just doing the thing itself. Instead of, I went to the gym today, you shift to, I'm someone who prioritizes fitness. It's the difference between doing versus being. When you miss a gym day but still identify as a fitness-focused person, you don't have an identity crisis. You just had a scheduling conflict. Research by psychologist James Clear shows that behavior change is ultimately identity change. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. When your consistency is tied to actions alone, missing once feels like complete failure. But when it's tied to identity, missing once is just an exception to who you are. Think of it like this: if you identify as a healthy person, one pizza doesn't make you unhealthy. It's just one meal. But if your consistency is only about eating clean for 30 days straight, one pizza destroys everything. Identity is flexible and forgiving. Streaks are rigid and fragile. First, reframe your habits using identity language. Instead of, I want to write every day, say I'm a writer. Instead of, I'm trying to meditate, say I'm someone who values mental clarity. Second, collect evidence of your identity through small actions. Every time you do the habit, you're proving to yourself, yes, I'm this person. Third, when you miss, remind yourself, I'm still this person. I just missed one action. Fourth, make decisions by asking, what would someone with this identity do? For instance, when you're tired and don't want to work out, ask, what would someone who prioritizes fitness do? Maybe they do a lighter workout or reschedule it, but they wouldn't just abandon fitness entirely. But wait, there's more to this. And this next principle is what separates people who maintain consistency for months versus those who maintain it for years. Here's something even more powerful, and it sounds completely counterintuitive at first. The planned imperfection strategy means you intentionally schedule rest days or off days into your consistency system before you need them. Instead of waiting to miss accidentally and feeling guilty, you proactively decide every Sunday is my rest day or the last day of each month. I take off. You're essentially hacking your brain by framing breaks as part of the system, not failures of the system. Psychological research on self-determination theory shows that autonomy, feeling in control of your choices, is crucial for long-term motivation. When you miss unintentionally, it triggers shame and loss of control. But when you miss intentionally, it reinforces that you are in charge, not the habit. Athletes have known this forever. They don't train 365 days a year. They periodize with rest built in. Your body and mind need recovery. Fighting against this is like trying to sprint a marathon. You'll burn out catastrophically. Additionally, planned breaks give you something to look forward to, which actually increases adherence on the on days. First, choose one day per week as your designated rest day. Make it consistent, like every Sunday. Second, treat this rest day as sacred as your on days. Don't feel guilty, don't make up for it. Third, on your rest day, engage in activities that support your identity without the formal habit. If you're building a fitness identity, maybe your rest day involves a gentle walk instead of your full workout. Fourth, track your rest days with a different marker than missed days. Use a star or special symbol so your brain registers. This was intentional and good. The common mistake is thinking, I'll just rest when I feel like it. That's not planning, that's hoping. Instead, decide in advance when rest happens, just like you decide when action happens. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful that quietly determines whether you'll still be consistent a year from now. This next one is crucial, and most people completely overlook it. Environmental triggers means you design your physical space to automatically cue your habit. So you don't have to rely on memory or willpower. Your workout clothes are already laid out. Your book is on your pillow. Your meditation cushion is in the middle of your floor where you'll literally trip over it. You're essentially outsourcing consistency from your brain to your environment, letting objects remind you instead of relying on your flaky motivation. Research from Duke University found that 45% of daily behaviors are habits triggered by environmental cues, not conscious decisions. Your willpower is a depletable resource. Scientists call this ego depletion, and every decision drains it slightly. By the end of a long day, you have almost no willpower left. But environmental triggers bypass willpower entirely. You're not deciding whether to work out. You're responding to the visual cue of your workout clothes staring at you. This is why Japanese organizing expert Marie Kondo emphasizes that everything should have a visible home. Visibility drives action. When something is out of sight, it's literally out of mind. First, identify the exact moment and location where your habit should happen. Be specific. After I pour my morning coffee, at the kitchen counter. Second, place a physical object in that location that triggers the habit. If you want to read, put the book next to the coffee maker. Third, remove friction for good habits and add friction for bad habits. Make your gym bag impossible to miss by putting it by the door. Make your phone hard to reach by charging it in another room. Fourth, use habit stacking. Attach your new habit to an existing environmental trigger. For instance, instead of "I'll meditate sometime in the morning," try "after I brush my teeth." "I'll sit on the cushion that's right next to the bathroom." The mistake is thinking "I'll just remember to do it." You won't. Your environment remembers better than you do. But that's not all. This final principle ties everything together and explains why some people make consistency look effortless. Now, here's the ultimate truth about consistency that nobody talks about. The progress not perfection metric means you measure consistency as a percentage or ratio over time, not as an all or nothing streak. Instead of "I need to work out every single day," you aim for "I want to work out 80% of days this month." Instead of broken streak equals failure, you think 24 out of 30 days equals 80%. Success rate equals incredible. You're shifting from binary thinking, perfect or failed, to gradient thinking, degrees of success. Perfectionistic thinking is the #1 killer of consistency, according to research in behavioral psychology. When you set all or nothing standards, you create a fragile system where one mistake destroys everything. Your brain interprets this as "why bother continuing," and you quit entirely. But when you measure in percentages, one missed day only drops you from 100% to 97%, still an A+. This is how professional athletes track training. They aim for adherence rates, not perfect streaks. Even Olympians miss training days. The difference is they don't let one miss spiral into total abandonment. Additionally, percentage-based tracking gives you flexibility for real life, sick days, emergencies, vacation, without punishing yourself. First, choose a realistic target percentage for your habit. I recommend starting with 80%, which is roughly 5 to 6 days per week if it's a daily habit. Second, track your completion rate weekly or monthly using a simple calculation. Days completed divided by total days times 100. Third, celebrate hitting your percentage goal, even if you weren't perfect. If you hit 23 out of 30 days, that's 77%. Solid. Fourth, adjust your target percentage based on your life circumstances. During busy months, maybe 70% is your goal. During calm months, maybe 90%. The common mistake is thinking 80% isn't good enough. I need 100%. But here's the truth. 80% consistency over a year will transform your life. 100% consistency for 2 weeks followed by quitting will accomplish nothing. For instance, someone who works out 5 days a week for a full year, about 75% consistency. will see dramatically better results than someone who works out 7 days a week for 1 month and then stops. You've already watched this far, which tells me you're serious about building real consistency. Let's wrap this up with exactly what you need to do next. Let's quickly review what we covered today, because these 6 principles are your consistency blueprint. Number 1, the 48-hour recovery rule. Miss once, but get back within 48 hours. Number 2, the effort-energy mismatch. Design habits for your baseline energy, not your peak. Number 3, identity momentum. Focus on becoming the person, not just completing actions. Number 4, the planned imperfection strategy. Schedule rest days proactively to maintain control. Number 5, environmental triggers. Let your space remind you so willpower doesn't have to. Number 6, the progress not perfection metric. Measure consistency as a percentage, not perfection. Remember, consistency isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. The difference between someone who achieves their goals and someone who doesn't isn't that they never fail, it's that they fail, recover quickly, and keep moving forward. Don't wait until you feel motivated or until Monday or until life calms down, because life never fully calms down. Start with just one of these principles today. Pick the one that resonated most. I promise you, 3 months from now, you'll thank yourself for starting imperfectly today instead of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It tells me to make more content like this. Subscribe for more psychology-backed self-improvement strategies that actually work in real life. Drop a comment telling me which principle you're implementing first, or share your biggest consistency struggle. And if you want to learn how to build discipline even when you don't feel like it, check out this video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.